Hello lovely people! This video is sponsored by Skillshare. So today is a very special day. It is my 5-year wedding anniversary with my wonderful, wonderful wife. And it is 3 months of me being a disabled mother. Yes, that is actually me. I'm the disabled one, not my child. Strangely, there's lots of content about having a disabled child, but there's not that much content about being a disabled person with a child. Although, hey, if you know of any disabled content creators who happen to have children, please do let me know in the comments down below, because I am looking for lots and lots of information. I only have a 3-month-old. That is the wealth of my experience. I mean, side note, he's actually 3 months old tomorrow, but it's fine. It's fine. Semantics. It sounds much nicer to say that it's today, you know. This video is a follow-up to a video that I made before our beautiful baby boy Rupert was born, talking about my fears around being a disabled parent and whether I was, you know, feeling up to the task. Obviously, most people, before they become a parent for the first time, have a lot of fears. There are a lot of things that we're all a little worried about, a little apprehensive. It doesn't matter how much exposure you've had to children, small humans, once they're actually yours, they, you know, let you actually take them home. It's a whole different experience. And understandably, we all have our own fears about that. But there are some very specific nuances of fear that come with having a disability. Firstly, for those of you just joining us, what are my disabilities? Well, I have two. One is called hereditary neuropathy with liability to pressure palsies. The other is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And they also give me a thing called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. You don't need to remember all this. It's fine. I have other videos that explain in depth if you actually want to understand what these really mean. Click on some links that will be in the description down below, which will tell you more. Basically, what it means is that I can't feel parts of my skin. I can paralyze parts of my body for certain lengths of time. I have muscle wastage, so my hands don't work as well as they should. I can't stand up for very long. I'm very floppy. I'm trying to talk about this in very simplified terms. I have chronic fatigue and chronic pain, so I take a lot of medication. I'm deaf. Always forget that one. Like, it's a really big one for other people and I always forget it. I'm blind in one eye. Forget about that too. Do you know, that one makes more sense to forget. Much easier to forget because I have one perfectly good eye. You really don't notice much, except for the fact I have a very big nose and I can always see it. It's just right there. I also, as a result of these and some certain medical tests that went wrong, have some cognitive issues that make me just a little slower off the bat, and also affect my memory, which is something that's obviously a little important when you have children who can't speak to you, because you need to remember to feed them and change them, and specifically what you need to do because they can't tell. So in this video, we're going to be talking about some of the fears that I had in that video, saying whether yes, they were right, I was right to be afraid, but also talking about how we've done so far and whether there were any new fears that came up that I hadn't realised. I'm going to break this video down into 4 key areas, which are physical, deaf, memory, and social. Ooh. And now, a word from our sponsors. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for curious and creative people. You can explore new skills, develop an existing interest, get really creative, or, you know, just binge watch some stuff even. Today I want to talk to you about the class Writing for Self-Discovery, 6 Journaling Prompts for Gratitude and Growth by writer and self-healing advocate Yasmin Cheyenne. So I have been dipping my toes back into journaling as a kind of way of getting back into writing since Rupert was born, because writing scripts is something that I did a lot beforehand, and also I really want to write a children's book. So I found chapter 3, mini exercise, find the time to write, particularly helpful, because it's a really lifelong passion of mine, but you know, finding the time, carving out the time, giving yourself that time to just be, do, enjoy it is really important. I mean, why did I wait until I had a newborn to jump into the world of self-reflective writing? I wish I had an answer for you. So you can sign up today by clicking the top link in my description, and the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click that link in my description will get 1 month free of Skillshare. And after that, it's only around $10 a month. One of the first and really key parts of looking after a baby is the physical stuff. Now, the other areas of being afraid of having a baby, being afraid of having a baby, I'm not afraid of having a baby. He's a delight, by the way. We were talking about physical, right? Okay. So physical things are probably like the first thing that comes up when you have a baby, because they come straight home from the hospital, and goodness, it's I did not think about not only how much physical hard work looking after a baby was, which I was aware of. Like, we have nephews and we've looked after them before, and we've looked after them for all day long, and boy, is that exhausting, them when they were newborns as well, so I do get that. I've had Claudia, and she obviously was recovering from having had a baby, and I was suddenly like, oh, you've had a baby, and now we have a baby. I'm the capable one. Oh my goodness. And this had never factored in to our planning. How? In the pre-Rupert era, we'd apparently never considered the fact that Claudia was going to, after giving birth to Rupert, not be able to do everything that she did beforehand. Like, this girl mowed the lawn the day before Rupert was born. She was tying her shoelaces on the way to the hospital. Pregnancy did not stop her. It did not slow her down. There was nothing except for that time where she had really, really terrible cramps. But that only lasted for 2 hours a day, and then she was fine. Very specific 2 hours a day. But the rest of the day she was okay. More than okay. She had like more energy than normal. But once she'd come home from the hospital after having Rupert, suddenly it was very much like, she can't lift the heavy things, she can't do all the house jobs. Oh, okay, right, okay, right, I'll do them. And I'm not great at lifting heavy things. Because we've never factored in my inability to lift things, it's never been a consideration when doing things like purchasing a vacuum cleaner. Did we think when we purchased our vacuum cleaner, can Jessica lift this? No, because we never thought I would. We just assumed Claudia would. But then suddenly, now I need to. So that was fun. Suddenly I was the one trying to lift it up the stairs. Oh, yes. So I basically lived for the first 4 weeks of Rupert's life in constant, quite excruciating pain from doing far too much. And I was taking way too many painkillers. Wouldn't advise. Not good. Don't do it. The next time we have a baby, we are going to be more sensible and have learnt that lesson and get some extra help of the physical nature to do the physical thing. Because it's on me as well, because not only, like, we had someone to help, but I very much wanted to be like, this is my first baby, oh my goodness, I'm going to be helpful, I'm going to be useful. And I think not breastfeeding played a part in it as well, because she was breastfeeding and I was like, useful while you're doing that. So I will clean and do laundry. Yes! But then I'm just running up and down stairs, exhausting myself when I'm sure I could be doing something far more productive. Yes, essentially I tired myself out way too much, and I should have been far more sensible and taken it a little easier, and yes. But now we have come to a very healthy balance. Even though for the first few weeks it was awful for my body, oh boy did I like sublux everything. I mean, we're on week 12 and my back is still screaming. I've actually built some muscles. Like, this is my mum muscle. Can you see it? I grew it. I've just from carrying him around. Be sensible. I've learnt my lesson, and now I'm always very mindful. I pick him up very carefully, keeping the back of my mind to protect my back. Whenever I'm bending down, I always make sure I'm lifting with my legs, not with my back. Things that have been really, really helpful for me physically have been our buggy. We have an electric buggy, which is from Cybex, which they very kindly gifted to us because I raved about it. I think I've mentioned something enough. the universe provides. I loved it and talked about it so much. And the Buggy is electric, so if you are going up a hill, it notices and it puts a little bit of extra oomph and power into it, which means that it helps you going up, but it also puts power into you going down. So you end up pushing your Buggy down the hill, which is so much better for me, because otherwise when your Buggy is going down a hill, you're pulling it. And for me, I have very loose joints, and my joints will essentially like pull out. So I will dislocate my elbow, for instance, if I've got a heavy thing that's going down a hill. The Buggy is amazing. We do also have a 360 car seat that swivels. So you can put the car seat in with the baby facing you and then swivel them so they face backwards, which is much easier when you're putting it in and out, because you don't have to turn your body and then lift in and out, which is really, really bad for your back and would not be doing my back any favors. I did a lot of mum training before Rupert was born. I did lots of working on my core to try and be as strong as I could be. I think that has really, really helped. What has also been good, lots of floor time. Montessori. Yes, I know you were wondering how long it would take to get to that in the video. Him spending lots of time on his floor mat and not being carried means that he then isn't used to being carried around, so he doesn't ask me to carry him a lot, which would be not good for my back. One question that I see being asked a lot is, how do we split childcare? If I have chronic fatigue and chronic pain and also a health condition that is quite up and down, and sometimes I can just have really bad days, how do we therefore share childcare? And the answer to that is that one thing that's really important for me is sleep. I know, controversial. This is a controversial thing. So my body doesn't function unless I get sleep at night. Thus, I need to, I don't know how to say it nicely. There's no nice way to say this without being like, I don't want to sound useless. Oh my God, there we go. That's my word. Yeah, everyone has a word that upsets them. What's your one word that if someone says that to you, you're just like, damaged to your core? Mine's useless. So I don't want to seem useless. It's just the way, unfortunately, my body is. I have chronic fatigue and a body that doesn't work. And thus, I have to sleep for 8 hours at night. And if I do that, I can be as amazingly helpful as I can during the day. And Claudia gets to nap during the daytime. If I get woken up at night, I am unfortunately useless for the entire day. I do not have a body that has reserves. That's kind of how chronically ill bodies work. I don't have the ability to drink a cup of coffee and just keep going. There is no extra adrenaline just like, hidden in a little pot somewhere in my body that I can just tap into. I can't. It's not there. There's nothing. I have to have that sleep or else that's it. So what we would do is split shifts. So I would take the 7 p.m. until 11 p.m. and then Claudia would do 11 p.m. until 6 a.m. and then I would take him from 6 a.m. until about 10 a.m. and then Claudia would wake up. But now, fortunately, he sleeps. So we can put him to bed. He goes down to sleep now at about 7 and he doesn't wake up until about 2 a.m. He wakes up about once more after that. And then we all wake up together in the mornings and then have a good snuggle in bed for a while. In the morning, it's quite nice. I like our morning snuggles. And in the daytime when I'm working, Claude looks after Rupert, but obviously I come in to do nappy time because that's my time. It's my favourite time. I love nappy time. It's like our special bonding time. I love it. And then in terms of days when I'm just not up to it, can't cope, can't do it, cannot. So far we've only had a few of those, some due to migraines and one unfortunate time when I managed to get neurovirus. Neurovirus was a great time for the family. It was a real bonding experience. All three of us got it. When I was ill for that, yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great, but it's not great when you're co-parenting with anyone and they get ill. We all bring something to the table, right? And hey, it's innately ableist to just assume that a disabled person brings less. Which moves us to our next topic, deafness. Also parenting magic. Do you need to hear to be a good parent? No, absolutely not. You very much do not. Very good example of this. I have developed a parenting sixth sense. So I used to have a Claudia sixth sense, as exemplified by the time, many times that I would wake up in the middle of the night because she had somehow, had an accident and needed me. I don't know how this would work, but it works. And by accident, I mean something where she'd be like, oh no, we've run out of toilet roll. Emergency, what's going on? What's going on? Must search house for Claudia. Until I found her and she was like, oh hi, I was just getting more toilet roll. What are you doing? So now it applies to Rupert apparently. It's just expanded. So when we do Rupert's nighttime routine, we do it together. I take him upstairs first for bath time, do a little undress routine, then I put him in the bath. We spend lots of time together in the bath. I should do a thing about how I put him in the bath actually, because I have a whole, it's not like an adaptive routine, but I have to put him in the bath in a certain way that makes it safe for me to do it in case I lose tension, and also because I wish I can't feel hot and cold. Anyway, maybe I'll make like an IGTV. You can follow me on Instagram at Jessica Out of the Closet. Maybe it will pop up there. But when I put him in the bath, and then afterwards Claudia does his nighttime feed, and then he goes into his little snug pod, and then he goes to sleep. And one night she was doing his nighttime feed. We had just caught norovirus, and then she suddenly started to feel really, really unwell. And I was downstairs, and it hadn't yet hit me. It was just suddenly like, something feels off. And upstairs, Claudia was frantically texting me, not realising that my phone was lying next to her in our ensuite. And I was downstairs just like, minding my own business, whilst feeling the strange sensation of, I should go check on Rupert. And she's there like, oh my god. I hope she don't wear my hearing aids in the evening. And burst into the room. Normally wouldn't burst into the room, obviously he's trying to get to sleep. And managed to catch the baby as she flung herself towards the bathroom. I was like, don't worry, I've got him. She was like, thanks, bye. It was all very dramatic. What baby monitor did we get in the end? This was a thing. So we looked through a lot of different baby monitors, did consider going for things like the Owlet sock, where you can put this little sock on them and it measures their like blood oxygen level and their heartbeat and all that kind of stuff. And I spoke to my sister-in-law, who is a pediatrician, and was like, please do not, because the emergency room gets full of these parents who said that almost every single time there's nothing wrong with the child, it's just that the parent is incorrectly reading what the device is telling them, or that the device is oversensitive, or the device has just fallen off. The best thing that you can get is actually just an old-fashioned monitor that has a little bit of a video and some light flashes, and so you can see how intense the noise is. So we have a Motorola monitor. I guess the slightly high-tech thing about this monitor is that you can get various cameras. We've only got one at the moment, but we're definitely gonna get more, because then we can put them in different rooms as well, which is quite handy, because right now we just unplug the camera and take it to his nap space. But you can move the camera, so it swivels and it goes up and down. It's all very clever. Highly recommend, very much like it. And I like that it has the color-coded light system for how intense the noise is. You don't really need much more than that. One of the things that makes me feel good is when I can just look across to him in the middle of the night, because I can't hear him breathing, and that sometimes freaks me out, and I'm like, oh my god, I wouldn't be able to hear if he stopped breathing, because I can't hear if he is breathing. And if he's wearing a sleep suit that's in a pale colour and has a dark colour trim down the middle, or vice versa, I can just see his little chest bobbing up and down. That's my advice. There you go. That's a very cheap thing to make you feel good. He has to wear a sleep suit anyway. Don't get one that has lots and lots of patterns. Memory loss. Boop, 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 do, 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 do. One of the questions that I got asked the most in preparation for this video was, am I forgetting important things? Cannot answer that question. I have no idea. I do notice when I forget things, I suppose, because there's a hole. Also, I notice things because Rupert tells me I've forgotten something, which is quite funny, mainly because I have to do things with a lot of routine in order to make sure that I do everything. So when I'm changing him and doing his nappy, I do everything in a very step by step type of way. And we went to go and stay overnight in London for an awards show because I won an award. Everyone who voted for me. It was the British LGBTQ+ Awards, and I'm very happy. So things were obviously a bit different. And then when we came back, I had forgotten the song. So Rupert was not pleased with me. Not the song, like I remember all the words. I just don't remember the tune because when I sing, I don't hear it back. So I can't remember what it sounded like coming out of my mouth. There have been one or two major snafus, yes. Do I forget to take nappies sometimes when we go places? Yes, I do, yeah. You were the one in charge of the nappy bag today, and I'm like, but you know what? You can buy nappies from a shop. When it comes to Rupert himself though, I'm just taking in as much as I can about him and his likes and making sure that I don't forget anything that he likes and being really, really observant, which is a key part of Montessori. I read my Montessori books like every day. It's always fresh in my mind. But observation is a really, really important part, and I'm just making sure that I always know his likes at the moment, keeping everything fresh, keeping the stuff that he's into out, putting away toys that he's no longer interested in. A really, really important part is the family album, which is an app that I have on my phone where we can just like take lots of photos and videos and put them on there, which is really lovely. It's like a private Instagram. And also a lovely way to keep organised because you do end up taking millions and millions of pictures of your child. Having a schedule that is printed out and we post all over the house is very helpful, Christ, in the taking care of my child. Schedules, very helpful. Memory loss is just... Final segment, boom, 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 making baby friends. I would make friends with all the babies. Babies are so cute. No. So making baby friends. We are working on making friends with people who have babies. So far, we joined an NCT class. If you don't know what NCT is, it's a very British thing. It's basically lots of pregnant couples in your area who are all going to be having a baby in the same-ish kind of month, and you all get together and they run courses and classes where they teach you all about giving birth, what that's like, a little bit about baby care. But no, it was more about like the actual giving birth process. But let's be honest, most people join it just for the bonding opportunities, because then you tend to meet weekly afterwards with all the other, all the other mums. Although our NCT group did happen to have another same-sex couple in it, which is very nice. And I went to the first meetup of just like the people who give birth, but I was the only partner. I realised afterwards, I was like, oh. I realised afterwards. I arrived, and Claudia and I go everywhere together. So we went in together, and then we were like, oh, it's just the birth mums and the babies. Oh, okay. Never come again. Bye. Don't mind me. Whoops. I mean, to be fair, it's not weird. They were super nice. Everyone's lovely. When you kind of sat there and everyone's sat around breastfeeding, and I'm just like the only one in this group of 9. Like there are 9 people around me breastfeeding, and I'm just there. That's all on me though. That is completely in my own mind. My own insecurity. I'm allowed to have them, but I should definitely deal with them. So far, fears about making friends, unfounded. It's been weirder having to explain that I'm a YouTuber than having to explain I'm deaf and disabled. So that's good. So there you go, a little update on my mumming journey so far. If you'd like to know more, please let me know in the comments down below. I think I'll do another update when he's, 6 months? A year? A year sounds like a good amount. And also if there are any kind of specific things that you would like to know about, because I think it's really interesting, the stuff that I'm discovering and coming across. But if there's stuff that you're finding interesting, if there's things that you've seen on my Instagram stories that you'd like to find out more about. I also, by the way, post Instagram stories to my YouTube story, which you'll find if you are in the YouTube app. So if there's anything there that you're really interested in, I am going to make a video about Montessori coming soon. And of course, Claudia and I will just be dropping in videos here and there, along with my normal content, of course. And again, thank you so much to everyone who voted for me for the British LGBT Award. That was so amazing. And thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Remember, the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click that link in the description will get 1 month free of Skillshare. Yes, do it. Click it, click it, click it, do it. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. Like, I love him with my whole heart and soul. It's really funny though, the not showing his face thing, because I think he's so sweet. Like, he's the cutest baby has ever walked the earth. I'm aware everyone thinks that their baby's the cutest baby who's ever walked the earth. Really respect your right to not have your face posted on my public profile, but also wish I could show thousands of people how gorgeous you are. It's like mini Claudia.